Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the MEP connectors that we can attach to our models during the Inventor BIM exchange, and those MEP connectors will create like an actual physical connection that Revit will understand, and also take across the information, the metadata, which is kind of the important bit for BIM. So first off, we need to switch over to our BIM content, and just as a sort of matter of course, I would always create a shrink wrap substitute of my part, so we can again remove holes, pockets, features, remove components, set levels of detail, etc. And basically the main goal of this is to try and get it as sort of skinny as possible. I've actually done other blogs on this, so you can look at those and watch those on actually sort of creating the shrink wrap substitutes. Whilst this is working away, what I'm actually interested in is the MEP connectors today. So you can see we can add cable tray connectors, conduit connectors, ducting connectors, pipe connectors, and electrical connectors as well. So I'm going to create a ducting connector here for this pipe work up here. So I want it to be circular, so I'm going to choose this pipe, and you see it's selected the correct diameter for the pipe. I could override it, or I could say no, actually I want it to be that one, and you see it's 150 mm diameter, and make sure the direction is going the correct way, so we want it going up. And then we can choose the type. Is it exhaust, is it other, return, supply, or undefined? We'll say, in this case, it'll be supply. And then here's where we can add in our sort of metadata as well. So we could do specific loss, I don't know, 5 pascals, add in flow, flow direction, is it in, out, a description, I don't know, vent for plants, but you get the idea. You can add in all the correct metadata to suit your needs. So here you go, we'll do a pipe one this time, and we'll choose domestic cold water, for instance, and again add in the connection type. Is it brazed, is it coupling, or whatever, butt welded, for instance. And at any point, if we wanted to go change it, so I didn't do the connection type for the duct, we'll find them in our MEP system connectors up here, and we can go and edit that connector. And for instance, the connection type, I can choose overcollar. Okay, so keep going, keep adding in as many connectors as you need. You can flip the direction, like I said before. You've got various different options, and based on the options that you choose, this metadata will also change as well. One thing to look at over here, where I'm potentially going to put some electrical connectors, is that if you needed to, say, do some shrink wrap substitutes to skinny down your model to make it as lightweight as possible, you can see on this box here what I've actually done is added in some sketches, and our electrical or our pipe connectors will actually pick up on those sketches. So if you needed to hide your intellectual property, or like I said, just skinny it down, you can still just draw sketches and add in our connectors just as we did before. So 240 volts, 5 amps, yeah, that connection point will still be a valid connection point in the BIM exchange, even though it's just a sketch that it's been published to. Okay, so once we're happy with that, we can then look at authoring our building component. Just a couple of things to remember is, one, make sure we're authoring it with our triad in the correct place, so it's not just leaving it to the 0, point and letting it place it where it wants. Add in our metadata as well, or model property data, anything that we want to take across, and then actually exporting our file for the BIM usage, I should say. So we've got three options. You can choose an RFA. If this is going direct into Revit, then this would be my first port of call. If it was going to sort of Plant 3D, then we might want to take the Autodesk Exchange file, the ADSK. Anything outside of the Autodesk family, then we would probably want to use the IFC, because this is the universal file type for BIM. But like I said, this one will be my favourite one, especially as we're going from sort of Autodesk product to Autodesk product. So I'm just going to put a copy of this on my desktop like so. So we'll go over that one, and this is now going to convert our Inventor model into a Revit model and keep those MEP connectors. So let's just switch over to Revit while it's doing that. And one thing that we want to do is make sure, if we are interested in the MEP connectors, that we choose the correct template, and the mechanical template will allow us to see or connect up those connectors. You can still see them in the architectural one, but when you come to use things like your systems, they won't have the correct visibilities, or the templates in Revit won't be loaded correctly, so it won't allow you to see them properly. Let's just switch back to Inventor while we're doing that. It's nearly built it. In a second we should get an option to view a translation report. So before we sort of go across into into Revit and see whether the models worked or not, we can actually get a HTML translation report. This one here that we can see and just check that was it successful, did all my connectors go across, etc, etc, which it has. So great. Come across into Revit. We're going to load up one of our connections, or one of our parts, and you see I can place in one of these versions, and automatically you see these little blue connection points here. This is the MEP connectors, this is the metadata that's gone with it, and you can see the values that we filled in have also travelled across. So let's put in 2 of those for now, and then I'm just going to change to a different elevation, and we can go to our systems, and here you see we've got stuff like ducting. Let's choose our round ducting, and can you see at the top of this pipe here we're getting that physical snap, and I can draw my ducting up and across, and you can see here where it's connected, it's actually resized to make it a 150 connection, which was the size that we specified on our MEP connector. Back to systems, and we can choose an actual sort of duct fitting if we like. So let's go to our round ones, a T-joint. Oh, there we go. Put one of those in, and then yeah, we can connect this up to that, and then we can do the duct work the other side and connect up to that as well. And you'll see if we go to the 3D, it's put it all the way over here for some reason, but we can drag this back down somewhere a bit closer. Well, you know, obviously put it wherever you like, but in some ways it shows the power of this, that it was a long way and it's all connected up correctly according to those initial snap points. So let's just go back to the north elevation and do one more. We can look at our pipes, and you see here we had our pipe work. We can draw in our pipe work, and it's got the flow in the correct direction, again based on the information that we put into the MEP connector from Inventor. So yeah, I hope you find that useful. Good luck publishing your BIM models.